Number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Stanley Parable. I am your host, Raceable Drake, and oh wow, if you don't know what this game is, you've probably been living under a rock, because everyone's played it. It's a cool game, a very cool idea.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I think this is
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I enjoy this game. I've watched plenty of people's playthroughs of it, and I wanted to play through of my own. I don't know how to get all the endings though. I'd have to look up a guide, but I do want to.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I do want to do my own ending first, and then possibly a second ending, and so on and so forth. Okay, we're supposed to go left. Do I want to follow, or do I want to lead? I feel like I should go left for a base, like a base playthrough kind of sake, but at the same time, I feel like my chair is too high. I feel like should go right. You know what? First time around, yeah, let's go left. Let's follow it down to the T.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. I always like everyone is unique, you most of all. I always like games with little signs and things like that, just because you can catch like, you know, fun little details, or like, you know, number of slides on this slides, charts, charts and slides. But you can see little details and such, like, you know, in here, like maybe you've watched other playthroughs and like your YouTubers just haven't you know, like looked at something and you're like, oh dude, I wonder what that said or whatever. I don't know, I always kind of like that, like playing after them or playing like my own way, so I can actually like look at stuff. I don't know. That's me. Standard graphs, not cost efficient. Who moved my desk? That looks like that was... Oh. Okay. There's a lamp. Alright, pretty friends. Okay. Oh. I could teabag with this. That's great.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I know you can get a broom closet ending. I think you just have to...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Maybe? I think you have to just... Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's an ending or if it's an Easter egg. It's been a while since I watched a playthrough, okay? Which is another reason that I was doing a playthrough. But, if you didn't know, Steam is having a winter sale right now, and I got 3 amazing games. One of which I tried to play, and apparently, you know, my PC won't run it because I am cheap and I need a new graphics card and processor and motherboard and power supply and pretty much just an entire new PC that can handle...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I'm getting real tired of you.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Almost
He stepped
smart.
into the newly opened passageway.
I keep trying to run and I keep ending up just teabagging in the air. What? Oh, it's just a little cubby to hide in. That's kind of nice. It's my safe space. Come on. Let's go and find horrible secrets. Secrets that I'm pretty sure I remember, but I'm not entirely sure if I remember. Don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Okay. Come on, you're doing so good. Just keep going.
Descending deeper into the building,
Okay, I was gonna
Stanley
talk.
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Yeah, Stanley. Question the man. Question society and roles.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control facility? Escape? No, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna play this one by the narrator. Ooh, I wonder if that's
The
power
lights rose on an
switch.
enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
What? Oh, okay. I said it's been a while, okay? Don't leave me alone. Wish more stuff was interactive with this game. Like, I really do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I think someone's making noodles.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
That was kind of the thing I didn't understand, or at least
no, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Mr. Narrator,
Wasn't it?
you're stealing my
even
thunder.
Possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
And your voice sounds better than mine too, so...
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I wish I had a voice like Narrator. I mean, honestly, like, you know, it just sounds so, like, soothing and appealing. Like, I'm just over here like, hey guys, my name's Erasable. Just this dumb tone. Not really accomplishing anything. But, and not Narrator over here. He's getting me pumped up. Like, I'm just like, yeah, dude, yeah, Narrator. I'm gonna do what you said. I'm gonna go through this door.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yeah. I guess. Also, if I remember correctly, this is from the guy who made the...
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Is it over?
Hurry up.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yes, Narrator, we understand you have a butter voice, but, you know, smooth as butter, but you have to talk more than I do, okay? That gets a little annoying.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin. The
Now I know how all y'all feel.
liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
But like I was saying, I think this is from the same person who made the Beginner's Guide, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Oh. We just restarted. But, yeah, as you can see, this is a very, interesting idea. Your life is narrated out, and there's all this other stuff and whatnot, so that's the general gist, the general plan. Now, we're gonna go for some different endings. Go get some stuff, play around, have some fun, and all that. I was gonna say more stuff. I don't remember it, but this has been the first part to the Stanley Parable with me, your host, Erasable Drake. And I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.